Live. All right, let's check the sound. Hopefully, you all could hear me. Let's see here. Yep. Okay, the sound is on. Excellent. Excellent. Um, this is my first live, so of course I look a little bit more presentable than usual from my uploaded videos. But I have a few stories that I want to share with you now. I usually do this on my podcast, but I decided to do a live video, and they're going to be at least a half hour and up to an hour, depending on how this goes. Okay. So I can definitely do a half hour. I've been doing it through my podcast. And then maybe a few times a week, I'll just do uploaded videos. But live, and in case you all don't know, I also have a Rumble channel. So the time is very limited when I do lives there, like a few seconds long. So it doesn't, last long at all. As you can see, I'm not in my apartment. That's what I mean by appearing more professionally. I'm in the studio. So yeah, to it. So the first story that I came across, most of them is going to be about the Russian and the Ukraine situation. So, and I know many of you are tired of it, but that's the reality. These are the times we're living in right now. Okay. So, the first story states Ukraine Foreign Affairs Minister, Russia trying to turn the Ukraine into Syria. Now, why would he even say that? Anytime the U.S. is the most powerful country in the world, yet they're not gonna use their power to try to control others. Okay, some people, some countries are like that. Now, the most foolish one was Japan with the Pearl Harbor situation, thinking that they were just gonna come and intervene and bully a country. Is like an ant trying to start a fight with an elephant, right? And it backfired. So now that we have the situation with Russia trying to overtake Ukraine, now Ukraine already, okay, I'm guessing Ukraine is a democracy. Okay, we are a republic here in the U.S. So the Ukraine wants some freedom and independence, and as I mentioned in my last, apparently Putin didn't want that. And what people don't understand, probably except Congress, even though she's shocked, she even said it herself during her interview with Harris Faulkner a couple of weeks ago on Fox News Sunday, that this is not the same Putin. So she's even taken aback. But being sinful human beings, you never know what will turn a person out. Power, especially men, power, leadership, money. A woman can be married to her husband for decades, and then it passes away. He passes away, and she finds out a dirty secret of his. So in Putin's case, it seems like he's showing us better than he can tell us. Because I guarantee you, he thought of this during the Biden administration. Not the Biden administration. He's already doing what he wants. The Obama administration, Trump administration, and now he's taking action. So it's pretty much he's testing Biden and saying, hey, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you what I can do. Press one button. Boom, you got the tanks out. People are evacuated from their homes, bombed. If you look at the old pictures, it's like the Holocaust all over again, just based on the images. So yes, I mean, I wouldn't put it past this. Who is this? Prime Minister, Foreign Affairs, whatever he is, states it right here. Quote: "Everything needs to be done in the moment that we prevail, and that it must be done together for the sake of security and prosperity in Europe." Okay, what do you think he means by that? For this to turn into another Syria? Really? You want to throw homosexuals from the rooftops? Doesn't sound that way. He even posted on social media. Yeah, NATO, North American Treaty Organization, backing this guy up here. So he's not going to allow Putin to do this, but does he have power? Even the president of the United States can't even stop him. What makes you think this guy's going to stop him? Unless he's dead. And anytime you have an interview with him, despite of the number of interpreters you get, he responds. I mean, he's not a stupid man. He's the type that doesn't mince his words, but at the same time, he speaks very little. Instead of going around the block like most people do. So that's like I ask, what's the biggest problem in Black America? And someone said, and people blame it on white, which is usually what Black folks do, blame it on white people. White supremacy or whatever is the problem. Race is the problem. Which is further, instead of digging deep into the root of the problem. So, based on the notes I took here, yeah, okay, attacking the vulnerable. Okay, he mentions this last Friday, social media. What is social media? You can only say so much on Facebook. Was it Twitter? You can only say so much there. Snapchat, I don't know. To turn this to another Syria. So despite of the number of drinks you want to ban, vodka, you want to ban. Kettle One is my favorite if I ever drink vodka, by the way. You want to ban all the Russian products, deport the students you want. That's not going to stop you. And why are you taking it out on the innocent? Stats show that Black Americans were judged by skin color, usually. Not always, but usually. I don't look for it. But if I'm followed in a store, or a woman clenches her purse or crosses the street, no, Black men aren't the only one that experiences this. I mean, they get it more, but so do we. I can understand that. Am I slightly disappointed that this person is generalizing? Sure. But if you're constantly perpetuating the same pattern, of course people are going to generalize. It would be unrealistic, just like men tend to be more violent than women. Young people tend to be more violent than older people. I hear about a crime on television, an armed robbery. I'm not going to think about a 65-year-old white woman. So, yeah, okay. The nearest bar downtown got a FU Putin shot with the Ukrainian colors on it. Nice. So what? That's not going to change these people's situation. Are you going to adopt a Ukrainian family? Those people are stranded out there, innocent people. So I mean, I don't get this. Let's see what else this man has to say. Because yeah, like an image like that. I mean, imagine that. Worse than the Holocaust. Okay. So he continues. Okay, he wants to fight. We're ready to fight. We will continue, but help us. If you don't, I'm afraid you will have to share responsibility for the lives and responsibility of others. Sounds like the innocent to me. Ukrainians will die because of ruthless Russian pilots who throw bombs on them. Really? So you think the U.S. only does this? I had a student several years ago when I was teaching at the university in Illinois. Not the University of Illinois. It was called Lewis University. And he asked me, we're really not supposed to talk about politics with students, but if they ask me a question, I'll respond. Sure, whatever. If war is necessary, sometimes it is. I responded, yeah. Sometimes war is necessary. Oh, people just throw innocent bombs, and yeah, that happens. Just like in terrorist attack situations when our guys were in Iraq, sometimes, they put innocent women and children to the task and got bombs strapped to their bodies. So you got to know the whole story first before you just say, oh, they want to kill innocent people. No. I mean, really? So now, with that being said, now the governor of Texas is at it. Who else wants to ban all the Russian products? You really think this is helping the Ukrainian people because you refuse not to sell any more Russian products? Deport Russian people? Many of them are good citizens. They're attacking the innocent. Remember when 9/11? Guess what most Americans tried to attack? Innocent Arabs who may have been citizens and born in this country, decent citizens. And yes, I said I don't agree with Islam, but there are Muslims that are good citizens in this country. But yet they were judged after what happened during 9/11. So what is that going to say? Yes, we have both Ukrainian and Russian students, people living here. Definitely in New York, I saw the whole neighborhood. In fact, I've been to the restaurant and their nightclubs. Remember the Ukrainian student I had? I had a lot of Russian students. Sadly, they were some of my worst. They had a behavior problem. So let's see what Governor Abbott states. He says Texas will stand with Ukraine, asking realtors to voluntarily remove Russian products following Putin's Ukraine invasion. Why? You really think people are going to risk their businesses listening to this guy? I mean, yeah, it's one thing to have Texas law. Sundays here in Texas, the liquor stores, I think they're closed or something. And if it is open in bars, they have to, unless it's a restaurant, like, let me think of Applebee's or something like that. I mean, unless it's a place like that, but if it's a regular bar, it has to open at noon on Sundays. That's the law. But to just completely remove every Russian product. Seriously? I mean, really? So, let's see what he says. Texas Republican Governor Abbott urged his state retailers on Saturday, not this Saturday, last Saturday, I believe that was the 5th, to voluntarily remove Russian products from shelves following the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine. Texas stands with Ukraine. Again, this is not helping them. Abbott, are you going to adopt a Ukrainian family that's trying to evacuate that country? Then he tweeted, social media. Now, this is talking about gas prices. I also mentioned this in a video this week. You really want to go there about gas? I don't want to hear any complaints. I don't drive. I don't care. Because this was going to happen when you put these people in office. Now you want to complain about gas prices? Now, if you didn't vote for them, I can understand that. But if you did, I don't want to hear any complaints. Quote, this is his tweet. From day one, Biden has prohibited our ability to drill oil and natural gas. The situation in Russia and Ukraine will make gas prices even higher. Texas can drill enough oil and natural gas to keep prices low here in America and in Europe if Biden would get out of the way. Okay. They're not going to do that. So this is based on he actually made this an executive order. Now, how successful, that's not going to change. What about Russian restaurants in Texas? You think they don't take that personally? So one way you can speak against something that you don't like, I get that. But it's another thing when you want to hinder businesses. He's the governor. You don't think this may affect his vote? Lord forbid if we get Beto, because that's his opponent this coming November. You honestly think Russian citizens is going to vote that guy back in after making a silly decision like that? Let's see what other nutcases protesting against Russia. Ashton Kutcher's wife, his second wife. And yes, this is his second wife. His first wife, Demi Moore. Another mistake she made, marrying a younger man. Knowing good and well she couldn't bear children because most people want that. I mean, that's the purpose of marriage. His second wife, from his first gig on that 70s show, about those kids from Wisconsin or something. If I'm going to watch something from Wisconsin, I'll go back to watching Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. But I digress. I didn't get into that 70s show at all. The 70s, like after the 60s, I mean, it had some good music, maybe some funky clothes, but I was born in the late 70s. I'm not into those years, despite being a Gen Xer. But his wife of Ukrainian ancestry is protesting the same thing. Think how much did they race. Let's see. She was born in the Ukraine. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, up to $3 million. Now at least they're doing something. So hopefully that will help straighten the country out. So you got the men there fighting. The African men are cowards who won't fight. They're trying to deport with the women and children. Even trying to fight to get on a train that was only reserved for women and children, and yet they want to get on. Black men as a collective have always been cowards. You're not gonna find too many black women that will admit that. I'm telling you, by their actions throughout history, they couldn't even protect us. I mean, black women are the least protected group. I mean, there was a reason Malcolm X said that 60 years ago. And yet the Ukrainian government wants these people to fight. You immigrated to their country, probably don't even speak their language because Russian is not like Spanish and other Romance languages, apart from French. It's not the easiest language to learn. So how are they assimilated? The least they can do is fight for the country that they reside. That's the least they can do. So at least they're Ashton Kutcher and his wife is doing something for the cause. Let's see. What did he say? So I think this is her name is Kunis. I think that's it. So she quotes, "I was born in," I'm not going to even try to pronounce this city, "Ukraine in 1983. I came to America in 91. I have always considered myself American, a proud American. I love everything that this country has done for myself and my family. But today, I have never been more proud to be a Ukrainian. And I've never been more proud to marry one." Well, I hope you hold on to that second wife of yours, because you still committed adultery. Interesting. And we don't have a problem with that. In fact, several years ago, sister from the first church I went to when I moved here, originally from Germany, became a U.S. citizen. I couldn't make it to the ceremony because I had to work. A lot of my students, same thing. And one of the things that they pointed out after they swore in American flag and word, yay. I mean, this is what someone told me. This is a country of freedom. You can keep your heritage. Don't deny where you came from. But always know this is home, or something like that. But don't deny your heritage, despite of where you come from. Now, if that doesn't make that alone doesn't make this country great, I don't know what is. He continues. I think this is this is the wife again. "The people of Ukraine are strong and brave, but being strong and brave doesn't mean you're not worthy of support." Yeah, I mean, we all get prideful and don't think we need help. I mean, why do you think these people are trying to leave in the first place? I mean, you I mean, you don't know. But what's really got people going in this town? We got two events happening. Uh, got the same early St. Patrick's Day parade. The kids are celebrating. It starts at 1 o'clock. Entertainment, face painting, all that stuff going on. I may go there briefly because I'm invited to hang out with a dear friend of mine at a place on the other side of town. But um, yeah, it's just interesting about the situation, what's going on in our world, and of course, it won't. Allie Stuckey said this the other day when she has an interesting video stating why she doesn't go to CPAC events anymore. And it's interesting that she mentioned what's going on in the world. I think this is when she closed her video, her live, that we don't know when Christ is coming back. It could be 1,000 years, 3,000. We don't know. I don't think we're even going to get up to the year 3000. I think he's coming within this century. When? I don't know. Don't ask me. Even the angels in heaven don't know. What are you asking me for? I'm just dust, a vapor. Can't even control my own heartbeat without God's help. You asking? Don't ask me. But it's just interesting that she pointed that out. Yeah, you should check out her videos because it's great how she uses Bible verses, as I do at times, and I'll start like during these live streams. I'll try to do these as often as I can, and then bring my Bible and back up what's my story with Scripture. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. What this world is coming to, and even Ashton Kutcher. These people are combining 3 organizations, okay, for $3 million. So Ashton Kutcher, he wrote on Twitter. I don't follow him, but this is what it says here. If you know someone from Russia, call them and tell them their media is lying to them. Ukraine doesn't want to fight. They just don't want Putin's government and don't want to be occupied. Well, if a person has power, if they actually openly told him that, if the prime minister there told him that, again, you don't tell me what to do. I mean, it's already invaded. I mean, the people pretty much got their culture. They speak, the language is Russian, okay? Many things going on. So you already got power. So why are you, well, I have an idea why. I mean, just to go along and bully somebody else. But yeah, it's we'll keep updated what's happening in the news. I never thought it would come to this, but it is what it is. But I'm really happy to really do this first live. I'll make more announcements about the live when I get more of the flow of things, of how these things work out. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Christina Red Soul, pray for our nation. Pray for the brothers and sisters in the persecuted church. Pray for the situation. If you have prayer requests, you can send me I'm always open to that. Thanks for listening.